Let's remember, everybody, that no matter what I tell you in an emergency situation, do whatever you need to save your life and others. Brake hard, accelerate hard, do whatever you need to. Don't put yourself at risk just because you're trying to break in an engine. Hey folks, Graham here. I'm going to tell you how to break in the engine on a new car. I'm driving a 2017 Honda Civic Hatchback, Sport Touring Edition with a manual transmission. I've only got about 880 kilometers on this car, which means the break-in is almost done. To break in the engine, basically follow the directions written in the owner's manual. It's pretty simple from Honda. Basically, drive like a little old lady for the first 1,000 kilometers. So what does that mean exactly? It means keep it under 4,000 RPM, especially if you have a manual transmission, and go very light on the throttle. Don't put your foot to the floor until you've passed that 1,000 kilometer mark. So you might be asking yourself, why is it so important that I break in my engine properly? Basically, all the components are brand new and there's going to be slight imperfections. What that means is the pistons and the cylinder walls are going to have slight irregularities, which means they're going to have high spots and low spots. So as that piston's going up and down thousands of times per minute, there's going to be a little bit of rubbing at the high spots, and you want to smooth those out. So the way to do that is to drive really lightly, because if you rev the engine or apply too much throttle, you're going to be bringing extra heat into the engine, and heat is not good when you're trying to break it in, because as we know what happens, when you heat up an engine or any metal components, they're going to expand. And so when they're expanding, their friction is going to be a little bit stronger, which means once you're done the break-in period, if you were a little bit too hard on it, you're going to start losing compression because there's going to be some gaps where the high parts on the engine were. So simple enough, basically drive it easy. However, don't forget, you got to break in this engine really carefully, especially because it's got a turbo. Turbo can add more pressure, which is going to add even more heat and more damaging friction during your break-in period. So you really have to go light. You don't want to engage the turbo, or you're going to end up with an engine that might have some gaps and you might lose compression, which means all that high pressure turbo air fuel mixture that you're going to be sending into your engine, it's not going to work the way you want it to. Now that's not all. Don't forget that you also have to break in your tires and your brakes. Your tires are brand new. They also came from the factory and they're gonna have a coating on them from when they come out of the mold. So all that means is basically don't push it for the first 200 kilometers while you're scrubbing in your tires. Once you've got that first 200 kilometers on the car, your tires are gonna be at maximum adhesion. Your brakes are also going to need to be broken in. Now your brakes are going to have all sorts of little inconsistencies when they come out of the factory. There's going to be high and low points. Now as you use those brakes, those high points are going to get wore down and you're going to get a perfectly smooth matched surface on both sides, both the rotors and your brake pads. But until that time, don't rely on your brakes for emergency stopping power. They're not going to have the same sort of stopping power as they will once they're broken in. So brake a little bit earlier and give yourself a little bit extra space if you need it, and try to avoid really hard braking situations. If you're in an emergency and you got to brake hard, just do it. But other than that, try and go light on the brakes. You want to brake them in without applying too much heat or friction. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait. Once this engine's broken in, I can finally unleash the beast and see what kind of dragon's fire this turbo 1.5 liter Honda Civic engine actually has. I'm so excited. Thanks for watching my video, guys. Please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more like it. Remember, always follow the directions in the owner's manual for your particular vehicle, as different manufacturers will have different directions for breaking in your engine. Feel free to tell me what you think about the new Honda Civic or this video in the comment section below. Drive safe, have fun, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it.